junior high, my football coach said, "You want to do this?" I said, "Sure." And I had fun doing it, and then I was also good at it, so I kept on doing it. And to this day, I have a lot of fun, and that is my main reason that I keep on doing track and field.
I love the environment and the intensity that I've always been in, like around. So, and I'm also kind of good at it. So that would be the most likely reason why I chose it.
Honestly, just something I did as a little kid, and my love for the sport just grew more and more, like the better I got, and like obviously all the friends that I meet and still have today just because of it.
The person who inspired me to play football, as a little kid, my family's a big Oklahoma Sooners fan. I remember watching Adrian Peterson run the ball for him, and he inspired me to go out there and try football. And I think that's what got me out there, and that's really what got me out there playing football.
I started playing tennis when I was 5 because my mom was already playing, and then I was with her all the time. And then I was just watching, and I found it so fun, so I just asked my mom to let me join the clinic. That's how I started playing tennis.
My parents.
I chose to coach track and field. I was a track athlete myself, and as I furthered in my career, I kind of fell in love with the challenge of trying to get everything you could out of your body. So I decided I wanted to try to help other aspiring athletes, see if I could give them the opportunity to reach their potential, to keep being involved in the sport they love and figure out how to get the most out of themselves while being in a really competitive situation in D1.
I found that it was a calling. For me, coaching, it's a ministry. It's not just a profession. It's not, at the end of the day, people go home, they say they're an attorney, they're a lawyer. For me, it's a total package. And so I had people that growing up were role models for myself, and they were lasting impressions on me, and they happen to be coaches. And throughout my time as a student athlete, I felt like it was a way that I could make an impact on people, because it was where people made the most impact on myself. Through that, I found it to be a ministry, a way that I can help lead people to Christ, and that's my biggest calling in life.
Growing up, I always kind of thought like a coach, playing different sports. I was always very preparation-minded, and then just to have the ability to influence people, influence young people, and be a good example, and help grow people, help make the world a better place. That was a big deal for me to get into this.
I've always wanted to coach ever since I was young. My dad played football, and it's something I think that he wished he would have always done. Growing up, different conversations we had as he would take me to football games, and that's just something that I've always had a passion for. I knew that my goal was never to go on and play at the next level in the NFL. My goal was always to, play, hopefully get the opportunity to play and win a national championship as a player, and go on and, win and coach a national championship for football. So it's always been a passion of mine since a very early age, and I think that's it's been a blessing, because along the way I've had a lot of people in my lives that knew I wanted to coach have helped me.
I always go and work for a very renowned tennis coach in Virginia, Dennis Vandermeer, and I really became good at that because I, number one, loved the game, and number two, I had a lot of energy, and I was always positive. So, I was always very, very popular among the coaching staff as well as the players. They always wanted me to be out there on the court because of the energy I brought. So back in my mind, I thought maybe, this would be a backup job. So when I graduated from college, that was not my intent. I was graduating with international relations and wanted to work for United Nations, but there was a recession at that time. So I went to my old boss, Dennis Vandermeer, and he has an academy in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. So he gave me an opportunity for a year to take a year off and coach. And it just took off because first of all, I started traveling with some juniors that became very successful on the junior circuit, and the next thing I was a hitting partner and a traveling coach for low-end pro players, and they got to be successful. And then the next thing, I had a chance to travel with a player that was top 20 in the world, Amanda Coetzer from South Africa, and I got to travel all the Grand Slams. I did about, I think, 12 Grand Slams and just tournaments all over the world, and I was like, this is exciting. And that's when I met Andy Brandy, who was the head coach at the University of Florida, and he offered me the position at Florida to be assistant coach and do collegiate tennis. And so, I just kind of ran into a job that I was like, wow, this doesn't feel like a job. This is so much fun. I'm good at it. It makes me happy. I wake up and I just go, and so blessed. And I can't be more thankful for the life I've had, because of coaching, because I get a chance to touch people in their lives and make a difference.
Coaching my brother's soccer team when I was in 8th grade, so I've kind of always gravitated towards that and been playing golf since I was 3. So just kind of been doing it.
I chose UNT because I'm going to be a mechanical engineer, and I saw that they had a program for mechanical engineering technology, and that would get me to my goal. And then from there, I decided to do track, and it was available, and I just hopped right in.
I chose to come to UNT. It is a great location of campus. This academically, the school is a very high-ranking school. We're a very large university, and we get to compete in Division I with the best of the best, with everyone. So that was a big motivator for me to find a place like this where I could get started, develop a group, and be able to pull in some of the best recruits in the country and the world.
Why I chose UNT? Because one, it's close to home, because my parents they don't want me to go too far away, and another reason is financially we can pay for this, and another reason is it's also a good school.
Kind of serendipitously, Coach Sheffield had posted a position for a sprints and horizontal jumps coach, and I found that it might be a way for me to get back to Texas, originally from South Texas, and I have family in the area. And so this is my 3rd year, and 3 years ago that position opened up and it closed, and I didn't hear anything from Coach Sheffield, and so it kind of lowered my confidence at the time, because I felt like, man, this is mine. I prayed about it. I thought that it would be a good position for me. And then he emailed me back and went through the interview process. And again, I just was very confident then when I met Coach Sheffield and met the other coaches on staff, because I felt like it would be a good position. And being in one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the whole country, it was kind of a no-brainer for me with the resources that would be afforded to me. I felt like it would be a place that I could take my coaching career to the next level.
Originally I chose UNT because of the comp climb program, and actually by chance the coaches saw me in select and offered me, so it was just kind of like, it was more of a luck thing, just because I really wanted to go here for the comp design program, but I was lucky enough to get offered here for softball.
UNT's close to my hometown. I've always seen it as a place that could be really successful in the sport of softball. Good resources here, good recruiting backyard, and so it was a place that if I had the opportunity, I wanted to jump on it. I was given the opportunity.
I feel like UNT is just a great school overall. The coaching staff, really coming out of high school, this was the only coaching staff in the university that really took a shot at me. So I came down here and fell in love with the campus, the atmosphere, and the coaching staff. And I knew it was just a right fit and felt like home.
UNT's an unbelievable university, I think, with our administration. The resources that we have here, the recruiting base that you have, the support. I think it's been a program ready to erupt, and I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best jobs. It is the best job in our conference. We're extremely blessed to, be able to have the resources necessary to be successful.
From back home, he had a good connection with Texan people, and then he introduced here UNT, and then I started talking to Coach Lama, and then he came to see my march, and then he offered me a scholarship, and then I just got here, and then I saw the campus. It was so beautiful. I saw the teammate, and then everything was so good here, so that's why I chose here.
Well, when I was at the University of Illinois at the my 8th year mark, I was kind of looking for a little change, and change from the standpoint of a new challenge, but also from the standpoint of the weather. We're looking for somewhere warm, and so UNT opened up, and the athletic director here reached out to me, and when I came over here, I'm like, you know what, this is a sleeping giant. This is a great university, great location, and beautiful facility, I was like, you know what, this would be a challenge that I would love to take. And so when I came here, this was the worst program in America. I think there's 350 universities in Division I, and we were probably dead last. And so to come here and to build it from ground up and win 3 championships, go to the NCAAs and, you know, create history day in and day out, and have the support of, you know, not only the administration, but the university, the community. It's been just an amazing ride over here, and, you know, probably the best decision I've ever made in my life to come over here, because it really changed, you know, who I am as a person, as a coach. It made me better in every way.
I chose UNT because of the great golf program and how good
Successful there, and UNT just came towards me with an offer that was too good to pass up, and had the resources and wanted to be very good, and I knew something special.
Legacy to me is leaving something that other people strive for and want to surpass.
Well, I first of all hope to be kind of remembered as, or set a legacy of being a coach that is loved and respected by my athletes, because I show them love, respect, and care, that it goes beyond just throwing. But so I hope to create a legacy with our group as a place where you come and you be a part and you throw far. No matter what background you come from, you come and you go to work and you end up throwing really far. And so when people see North Texas, like, oh, that's a place to throw, they're going to have some throwers. But then to make sure that beyond that, we're known as good people, and the athletes know they're loved and respected and truly cared for beyond just their sport.
What legacy means to me is like just carrying on the name from my family, because I'm also a first-generation student athlete. So I think I'm starting a legacy, and that's what it means to me.
Legacy, it's leaving an imprint. It's leaving a lasting imprint. When you look in record books and you look at the culture of a team, you can see somebody's footprint. You can see their influence. And so for me, it's not just about times and marks. It's about a culture that has been built and a way about doing things. When you look at North Texas track and field in the sprints and horizontal jumps group, I would like for people to look at it and say, wow, I could see, you know, Coach Burnett's influence there. So it's being able to move on, but be able to look back and still see a person's influence in wherever they had a scope. So I always feel like if you had a legacy and you were able to leave it, it's leaving a lasting imprint.
I think legacy is just a lasting impression that you can leave on someone or something in the most positive way possible.
It is what it is. You know, I guess I hope my legacy is one that made people better, showed people how to live correctly. I hope that the kids that come into my program leave better people and enjoy their experience and take their experience with them and are more successful because of it. And that's more important to me than wins.
Legacy is just about, you know, your footprint that you left, and people how are people going to remember you? That's pretty much what a legacy is to me. And I just hopefully when I leave here, you know, my legacy will just be known as being a selfless great teammate, and did everything right and kind of set the example, and just every day I try to strive for that and just be the best person I can be.
You know, we'll see one day. To me, at the end of the day, I want to show up and work as hard as I can each and every day to, you know, support our players and our coaches. And, you know, hopefully be able to get the most out of them and help them along their path to success.
Student athlete here, so I just want to continue to make Coach Nama proud, my parents and my teammates, also my coach from back home, and then all the experience I got from here, I just want to utilize to my future, and then hopefully I'm going to be successful in my future.
I think legacy is everything, really. At the end of the day, you know, you are going to be remembered for what you did today. And as a coach, you know, for us, for our legacy down the road, what I would like to be known for is that I made a difference in people's life in a positive way, that I mentored young people that maybe needed direction, maybe guidance, hope, inspiration. And that's what, you know, this job is all about, is to make human beings better at what they do on the court, but also better what they do off the court. And so, when we are, aware of that every day, that every word that comes from my mouth, everything that we do, our actions, our thoughts are, so powerful in impacting young people's life. Because really, outside of parents, who are the people that influence young people the most? It's the teachers and coaches and mentors. And so we get a chance to do something that a lot of people don't get a chance to do. And so we have to do it right. And so every single day that I wake up, I know that, my legacy is at stake. And so that's why I try to be a better person every single day and a better coach every single day, because what I do makes a difference.
I guess making an impact and leaving your name in the record.
Something I'm trying to do here, to rewrite the record books, basically, to me is legacy, and Lauren has already started doing that.